प्रादुश्चकर्थ यदिदं पुरुहूत रूपं तेनेश निर्वृतम् अवापुर अलम दर्शुनः तस्माइदं भगवते नम इद्विदेम यो अनात्मानं दुर्दयो भगवान् प्रतीतः प्रादुश्चकर्थ यदिदं पुरुहूत रूपं तेनेश निर्वृतिम् अवापुर अलम दृशो नः तस्मा इदं भगवते नम इद्विधेम यो अनात्मनां दुर्दयो भगवान् प्रतीतः प्रादुश्चकर्थ यदिदं पुरुहूत रूपं तेनेश निर्वृतिम् अवापुर अलम दृशो नः तस्माइदं भगवते नम इद्विधेम यो अनात्मनां दुर्दयो भगवान् प्रतीतः. Synonyms, translation and purport by His Divine Grace C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Pradushchakartha, you have manifested, yat, which, idam, this, Puruhut, O greatly worshipped, Rupam, eternal form, Thena, by that form, Isha, O Lord, Nirbritim, satisfaction, Avapu, obtained, Alam, so much, Drasha, vision, Nah, our, Tasmai, unto you, Idam, this, Bhagavate, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Namah, obeisances. It, only. Vidhema, let us offer. Yah, whom. Anatmanam, of those who are less intelligent. Durdayo, cannot be seen. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pratita, has been seen by us. Translation. O Lord, we therefore offer our respectful obeisances unto your eternal form as the personality of Godhead, which you have so kindly manifested before us. Your supreme eternal form cannot be seen by unfortunate, less intelligent persons. But we are so much satisfied in our mind and vision to see it. Purport. The four sages were impersonalists in the beginning of their spiritual life, but afterwards, by the grace of their father and spiritual master Brahma, they understood the eternal spiritual form of the Lord and felt completely satisfied. In other words, the transcendentalists who aspire to the impersonal Brahman or localized Paramatma are not fully satisfied and still hanker for more. Even if they are satisfied in their minds, still transcendently, their eyes are not satisfied. But as soon as such persons come to realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are satisfied in all respects. In other words, they become devotees and want to see the form of the Lord continually. It is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita that one who has developed transcendental love of Krishna by smearing his eyes with the ointment of love sees constantly the eternal form of the Lord. The particular word used in this connection, anatmanam, signifies those who have no control over the mind and senses and who therefore speculate and want to become one with the Lord. Such persons cannot have the pleasure of seeing the eternal form of the Lord. For the impersonalist and the so-called yogis, the Lord is always hidden by the curtain of Yoga Maya. Bhagavad Gita says that even when Lord Krishna was seen by everyone while he was present on the surface of the earth, the impersonalists and the so-called yogis could not see him because they were devoid of devotional eyesight. The theory of impersonalists and the so-called yogis is that the Supreme Lord assumes a particular form when he comes in touch with Maya, although actually he has no form. This very conception of the impersonalists and the so-called yogis check them from seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he is. The Lord, therefore, is always beyond the sight of such non-devotees. The four sages felt so much obliged to the Lord that they offered their respectful obeisances unto him again and again. Sudha Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapad Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Vesha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. First of all, my humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. For I seek your blessing so that I can say something to add value to this hour. My humble obeisances to Grace Madhupati Prabhu for engaging me in this seva so that I can engage in some Shastra reading and cleanse my heart. Thank you so much, Prabhu. We are at the last verse of this wonderful chapter 15. The kingdom of Godhead was described here. Starts with Maitreya Muni, telling that Diti, Mother Diti, is holding her womb for 100 years because she knows that the offsprings will come out and they will disturb the devotees. But the prowess is so much so that the darkness starts spreading all across the world. And that disturbs the Devatas and they approach Lord Brahma that to understand. And when they glorify Lord Brahma and then they are asking the reason for this darkness, spread of the darkness. So Lord Brahma starts the narration of this pastime where Jay and Vijay were cursed by the Sanat Kumaras, the four Sanas or four Kumaras. Now, he starts by describing that how for Kumaras, well, they can go anywhere in their own body. So they entered the Vaikuntha planets and they went through the 6 gates. And then on the 7th gate, they were stopped by Jai and Vijay. And um, now, because they were very attracted and eager to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so they became angry and they cursed. And when they curse Supreme Personality of Godhead, he appears on the scene. And as soon as they see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they start offering prayers and they are repenting that why they became angry and why they have cursed the two devotees Jai and Vijay. Now, these are the last 5 verses where they are offering beautiful prayers, and then in this one they are mentioning few wonderful points which we'll try to go over, and then we'll try to look into few of the points which Srila Prabhupada has mentioned. Devotees have given very wonderful explanation and then the classes last few weeks on this chapter. It has been very nice. Important points have come out, such as discussion on how in the Vaikuntha planet, on the beauty front, Lord Narayan is, devotees see that Lord Narayan is more beautiful than Lakshmi Devi. But when it comes to Goloka Vrindavan, there, Radharani, who is Madan Mohan Mohini, who is more beautiful than Krishna. Similarly, so many wonderful points have been discussed. Now, today's verse, Kumaras are saying that we offer our respectful obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which has kindly manifested us. So we'll look at this word, Puruhut Rupam, a little more detail. What does Rupam means? Then they are saying that your eternal form cannot be seen by unfortunate and less intelligent persons. That's Anatmanam, Durdayo Bhagavan. Anatmanam, the less intelligent. Srila Prabhupada is explaining that in the purport, that those who are less intelligent, Lord is always hidden from them. And then in the purport, Prabhupada is mentioning about the Brahma Samhita verse, which we'll look into. It's a beautiful verse. Then Anatmanam, signifies those who have no control over the mind and senses, and who therefore speculate and want to become one with the Lord. And then Prabhupada is mentioning here, Lord, the Lord is always hidden by the word, by the curtain of Yoga Maya. So we'll try to look at it. So that's what I thought we'll cover. We already went through the context, that the storyline so far, what has happened. Starting next chapter, Bhagwan will start speaking, and he will first of all say that, wonderful verses there. Bhagwan is validating the curse of Jaya and Vijay, but at the same time, he is also saying that this was something which I wanted, because Lord wants to enjoy the different rasas of bhakti, and one of the rasas he wanted to enjoy was the, the rasa of fighting, the rasa of anger, from his devotees. So that's that was the reason why he prompted Kumaras to curse Jay and Vijay, so that they can go to the earthly planets, and then Lord will appear and enjoy this rasa. So now Puruhut Rupam. Puruhut Prabhupada is translating as worshipable. Okay? And Rupam has many meanings, but Rupam also means form. Rupam also means guna. For example, we say Rupavati. That means somebody who is full of various gunas. So Srila Rupa Goswami is giving the definition of that Lord has. There are many categorizations, but in Laghu Bhagavatamrita, he is saying that when Lord is present in the Vaikuntha planets, his Rupa is categorized into three main forms. Swayam Rupas Tadekatma Rupa Avesha Namaka Ityasau Trividham Bhati Prapanchatit Dhamasu. Prapanchatit. Prapancha is the material world. Atit is beyond. So beyond the material world, Dhamasu, in his Dhama. Swayam Rupa. These are the three Rupas Bhagwan manifests in. Swayam Rupa, Tadekatma Rupa, and Avesha Rupa. Now, what is Swayam Rupa? Swayam Rupa is the Rupa of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which does not depend on any other Rupas. That Rupa. It is defined in Brahma Samhita as Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna is the Sarva Karana Karanam. That means that Krishna does not depend on any other Rupa, and that's why he's the Swayam Rupa. Ete Chansa Kalapusa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. The Swayam word is himself, the original form. You can see that we also take many different forms in our day, but the Swayam is the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna. So when he is himself, that categorization of the Rupa or the appearance is called Swayam Rupa. Tadekatma Rupa. Tadekatma Rupa is when Krishna is actually appearing with some changes in the akriti, form, or the potency. That also has two categorizations, Vilasa and Swamsa. Time is limited, but why we can actually quickly touch, not go in much detail. But Vilasa form is when he is enjoying a pastime. So here in this particular pastime, Lord Narayana, who is appearing, is the Vilasa form coming from Lord Govinda. So that's why I wanted to come to this. So this is Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, who is actually appearing there. Now, Avesha Rupa. Avesha Rupa is that different potencies, which is being given to Jiva Tattvas, and then Lord is actually imparting different potencies to the Jiva Tattva, and then when they appear, then that is called Avesha Rupa. For example, 4 Kumaras are also the Avesha Rupa of Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are the knowledge aspect of Krishna, knowledge potency of Krishna. They are showing. Similarly, we have Narad Muni, who is Bhaktyavesh, who is showing the bhakti form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then we have Lord Vyasadeva, but Lord Vyasadeva is actually on. He is also literary incarnation. So these Avesha Rupas are also, there's more detail, but they live for a longer time. So we can see that, Narada Muni, Vyasadeva, 4 Kumaras. So their existence is for now. The question may come that, okay, so how do we understand this? So again, Rupa Goswami defines the Saktir Vyaktis Tatha Vyaktis. Vyakta means manifestation, and Tatha Avyaktis, and non-manifestation, Taratmasya Karanam. So the gradation, different gradation. It's not right to grade, the different forms of Supreme Personality of Godhead, but we can understand that this gradation is because of the manifestation or non-manifestation of the potency is the basis of this gradation. Okay. So, for example, there are different expansions of Lord which are showing the different potencies. For example, the Narayana form is showing the Aishwarya Bhav. Lord Krishna is showing very intimate relationship with his devotees in Golok Vrindavan. So that's full. When Krishna is present, he's showing the full potencies. Now, again, so that it doesn't become an offense, it is also, Shastra also explains that Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnam, Udachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnamevavashishyate. Because Supreme Personality of Godhead is full, so whatever comes from him, including this material world, is Purna. And Purnat, Purnam Udachyate. From Purna, from the complete, the complete comes. And then when from the complete is taken out, what is left is also complete. We can understand, whenever I read this verse, this mathematical concept of infinity comes, that, infinity minus infinity is also infinity. That's, we always need some kind of context, because our mind, our knowledge, our senses are conditioned by this world. So we cannot actually understand, just like a Koop Manduk cannot understand the vastness of the ocean. So we cannot understand the potencies, the avatars of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's why we need some context. And we are always eternally grateful. We should be grateful to Srila Prabhupada for making this supreme knowledge very accessible. So What the verse means? The personality of Godhead is perfect and complete, and because He is completely perfect, all emanations from Him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself, because He is complete whole. Whole, even though so many complete units emanate from Him, He remains the complete balance. So that's how we have. Now, the next part is Anatmanam Durdayo. Srila Prabhupada is explaining this into the verse purport. Anatmanam, in the translation also, who cannot be seen by unfortunate, less intelligent persons. Anatmanam. And then in the purport, he's explaining this as that Anatmanam signifies those who have no control over the mind and senses. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains this. He gives two definitions. One is that this one, those who do not have you or Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, who is translated as Atma. Atma means Anatmanam. In Anatmanam, Atma means the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and those whose object of service is not Krishna, Atma, they are called as Anatmanam, because their object of service is the senses. Their object of service is not the Supreme Personality of God. That's what is Srila Prabhupada here explaining. That those who are who have no control over the mind and senses. Now, it also, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives another meaning also to this. He says that those persons who, being devoid of you, are devoid of soul. So here he is saying that there is no meaning of a person if that person is devoid of Krishna. And here the meaning of Atma he is taking is as soul. So he's defining is Anatmanam as that those who are devoid of you are actually devoid of any soul itself. They fall into the category of Nirjiva. These are the two meanings which is being given by the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur to the word Anatmanam. And then Durdayo. Durdayo is Dur means it's Durdayo is made of two words, Dur and Udaya. Dur means something which is achieved with difficulty, or not achieved with difficulty. Dur means something which greatly difficult. For example, we say Duradin, not very good, days. Durgam, something which you reach with great difficulty. So Durgam. And Udayo means the manifestation. So Durudayo, Krishna is somebody who is Durudayo for or can manifest, will not manifest, or it's very difficult to manifest for those who are Anatmanam, who are either not, whose object of service is not Supreme Personality of Godhead, or who are not surrendered to the Supreme Personality of God. So those are considered as Anatmanam. And then the third point, we hit the time limit. Well, quickly consider. Srila Prabhupada explains this word Yoga Maya. So we all know that there are two types of potencies of Krishna, Mahamaya and Yoga Maya. Both of them actually hide the identity of Supreme Personality of Godhead, but one which is taking us closer to Krishna, and the other one which is uh, moving us away from Krishna. So how we can understand? We see that all the Gopas, Yashoda Mai, they'll not consider Krishna as Supreme Personality of God because they were under the influence of Yoga Maya. But they will have great love for Krishna. They cannot live without Krishna. So that's Yoga Maya. However, at the same time, we see that Kamsa, Ravana, Ravan, they are covered. They will also not consider Krishna or Lord Ram as Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they are under the influence of Mahamaya. So these are the 3 points I wanted to cover today. Sorry, I ran a little over time, so my apologies for that. If there are any comments or questions, we can take that up in Nityan Bhagavad Gita. Over to Madhupati Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Akhilesh Krsna. I'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. I'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Shri Nrsimha, Jai Nrsimha, Jai Jai Nrsimha,
Allah,
Jai
Jai Padma Mukha Padma Bringam,
Ugraviram,
Graveram
Vishnu
Mahavishnu
Antam
Anantam
Sarvamam,
Sarvatomukham
Vishnam Bhadramutyam Mam
Nrsimha Bhagwan ki Jai,
Jai,
Maharaj ki
Ki
Jai.
Jai.
Let's offer our obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha
Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa
Patitanam
Siddhanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
Vaishnavinda ki
Jai,
Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Ki Jai.
Premanande.
Hare 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 Bo.
Thank you, Akhilesh.
Thank you everybody. Hare Bo. Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.